Hey guys, this is Joe Speak Podcast. I am Joe Richardson, your distinguished host. I don't know how distinguished I am, but in any event, let me tell you a little bit about myself and why we're here. I grew up in what people call South Central Los Angeles with a great family where we had ups and downs. We had real things go on. I learned very early. My sixth grade teacher told me something that changed my life. She said, "You're a communicator, it's your gift. With that comes responsibility." And so from that point on, I've always sought to have discussions, conversations, share information, and create a work that allows people to understand, to hear, to have words delivered in a way where people would receive them. So I was a published poet when I was in 11th grade. I had a little bit of a foray into rap like many of us did back in the 80s. They weren't ready for me though, and so I decided to go to law school, and a couple years later, Public Enemy came out. But in any event, I grew up in, again, South Central Los Angeles, had some different perspectives from different people very early on, went to schools that were not as, I learned a lot from people that didn't look like me early on and got in the mix, went on to University of Redlands and graduated from there after a great 4 years and went to Northwestern Law School. Always wanted to be in politics, and that's why I went to law school. I kind of wanted to be Arsenio Hall and Tom Bradley all rolled into one. And so went to law school, did comedy, stand-up comedy in college, trying to be like Arsenio. So I would host shows. One night it would be Don McLean, the next night it would be Public Enemy, or it would be Bobby Seale from the Black Panthers. So I learned how to deal with people. So in a continuation of that, my passion is communication. In my practice of law, I really do the best I can to communicate. That's what I like the best about the job. I teach law school. I'm also a speaker as well. And it's all about communicating, sharing information, and building bridges with people. And that's what I want to do with this show. At the end of the day, a couple things I want to do. We want to create an opportunity to meet people where they are. And we do that by sharing information that we can convince them is important to them. And I want you to come away from this show with a few things. I want you to be able to say, I learned something I didn't know, and we'll do that with all kinds of guests. We'll have doctors and lawyers, then we'll have comedians and public servants, then we'll have guitar players, and we'll have all kinds of different folks. But I want you to walk away with something that you didn't know. I want you to get perspective, and I want you to get optimistic. That's what we want to do with the Joe Speak Podcast. We want to build bridges, one show at a time, one conversation at a time. And again, give you something you didn't know, give you perspective that you didn't have, and give you optimism that I believe is always there, but we always have to do what we can to connect with. So it's work. I'm proud to do the work. Hopefully you're on the ride to do the work with me, and that will be that. So look forward to you being a part of the Joe Speak Podcast, because this really is going to be an us thing.